My name's Evan Patterson. I have been a fractional CMO and senior level marketer for about 3 years now, but I've been working in marketing for 15 years. My work spans from doing CMO work or just different variations of senior level marketing work at startups, usually SaaS startups or professional services or marketplace apps. And then occasionally I also do some ghostwriting and consulting work for other types of startups. I think there's a misconception that there's only one reason to hire a fractional CMO. So keep in mind that my answer is based on why people hire me. It's not why people hire a fractional CMO. A CMO, regardless of why though, their job is to coordinate all the different moving pieces of a company's marketing department or marketing missions to meet the company's goals. Oftentimes we hear the company's goals and then we figure out what's marketing's impacts on that ability to happen. For smaller stage companies, that could mean the CMO is getting their hands dirty and doing a lot of the marketing themselves, maybe not coordinating all the different people. For a later stage company, it's probably just purely coordination and strategy. So the day-to-day changes dramatically based on the stage of the business, the budget of the business, the needs of the business, and the skill set of the individual. Fractional, I think, is a good way for companies to get that expertise and that quality of knowledge in marketing leadership work without the full-time price tag that comes with it. That could be because they want to test the waters and see what kind of marketing leadership they need. That could be a try before you buy. This person could become full-time later. It could also just be that, quite frankly, this business just doesn't need it full-time. They just need it some of the time. I've seen a lot of companies get a lot more done with a fractional CMO for 5 to 10 hours a week than they ever would have with the wrong full-time CMO for 40 hours a week. So it's a fun field because you quite literally get to figure out what the definition is for yourself. So my contracts always state that a part of my job is to help you figure out what the definition of good is, and then to also figure out how we're going to get to good. Obviously, this is usually in response to the company's goals for the CEO, the CFO is setting. But what I tend to let them know is like, okay, well, here's what you're paying me to do. Here's what your budget for marketing affords you. So this is what is going to happen with that money that you're spending on me and the department. If that's not in alignment with what you need, 9 times out of 10, it's because you need more money. Quite frankly, to avoid scope creep is bake into the agreement that my job is to determine the scope. My job is to, on the fly, make a professional judgment of what is a priority and what can be done within the budget allocated to me. So I always tell people, regardless of your profession, the best investment you can probably make in your career as a therapist, you have to be really strong mental health. You have to be able to take care of your mental health. You have to know how you work best, because ultimately the best accommodations for your way of thinking and being come from yourself, not just your employer. And when you're self-employed, you are your employer. For me, that means flexible working hours, flexible working environments, working when I want, where I want, wearing what I want when I work, but also being mindful of like I still got to show up to meetings on time. I still can't show up to a board meeting in a tank top and sweatpants. Like there's a time and a place. Hustle culture is selfish. I think it's selfish. I think you're being disrespectful to people around you if you don't take a break, because you're going to lower your work quality and everybody else is going to have to deal with it. The culture is very different at every startup, no matter how much I guess I don't try to find shared culture. I have shared values between all my clients. I vet a lot for, are we going to get along? Do I look forward to showing up to working with you? Because that makes the context switching and context shifting from A to B, from client to client, from problem to problem, from fire to fire easier when I like the people that I work with, at least a little. I don't have to need to be your friend. I don't need to be your best friend. I don't need to be invited to your wedding. But I have to at least vibe with you. My rules are simply like, don't be a jerk, communicate directly, say what you mean. And if you don't know how to say what you mean, say you don't know how and try. I think a lot of people overcomplicate how do you manage and juggle the clients. I'm like, well, how do you manage and juggle all of your friends in your life? The same rules apply, quite literally. I think there's an overemphasis on trying to define the words in general. I just go, hey, here's all the things I know how to do. You tell me what your company's goals are, and I will figure out what tools in my toolkit I gotta pull out to get us there. The title I am going by is just the closest, best possible description I could think of to describe what it is that I do. It's not necessarily a limiting factor. I think that we're actually gonna get to a point where companies are gonna have no choice but to hire fractional people, because I think less and less people are willing to do full time. I am from the generation of people that we don't believe in loyalty in corporate world. I believe in loyalty to people, not to businesses. I think more and more people are realizing that it makes more sense for me to work part-time at 4 companies than it does for me to work full-time at 1 company. 1, I can make more money. 2, I have more flexibility. I have a happier quality of life. 3, my tax burden is actually lower as an LLC filed as an S Corp. If 1 company lays me off, it's 1, not the only. There's that. I have more experience than somebody who only works at 1 company. I am getting multiple years of experience concurrently, simultaneously, across multiple different clients and companies. What I learn over here, I can apply over there. I don't have to wait till another job 3, 4, 5 years later at a different company to apply what I've learned. I can apply it tomorrow at the other company. The number 1 mistake I see is people start an agency brand. You are not an agency yet. If ever, you are an individual. Use your name. Your name's fine. Use your name. You're not an agency yet. It's if you want to own an agency, that's great. My name carries way more weight than any brand I could artificially manufacture. Find why people have hired you in the past and lean into that, and not just the skills and the effects that you've had. What about you as an individual? Was it your sense of humor? Was it your quick wit? Are you warm and fuzzy? Are you the voice of reason? What is the superlative in the yearbook that you would have been given at this company's or these past companies you've been working for? Because people hire people that they like, not just are good at their job. No marketer has ever successfully made someone learn about a brand, research it, and buy it in one go, especially when we're talking about 4-figure, 5-figure a month sales. So when you make content, do not try to introduce yourself to the world. Grab their attention, hold it, and then get them to buy 1 post. It's not going to happen. So don't even try. Your content strategy needs to have a mix of top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel content. Top of funnel content is letting people know you exist. It's that brand awareness content. Middle of funnel, this is where the expertise comes in. This is where you're commenting on other people's posts. Bottom of funnel is the content that gets people from going from a follower to booking a meeting on your calendar. And you have to do all of them consistently. I'm probably going to sound like I'm repeating the same thing again, but you have no business hiring people or managing people and leading people or doing marketing if you have not been to therapy. That's it. There you go. Take that sound bite and do what you will.